Do you relate well to being spiritual and not religious? Are you looking to transform your life to have greater purpose and experience more joy and abundance? If you are, you've come to the right place. Welcome. I'm Neil Pinkman, the Spiritual Director for the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming, diverse community has helped countless people in the same way. Enjoy watching. If you like what you see, check us out at cslnj.org.
Deep within me, with your light now I can see. I will listen for your voice, and with freedom I rejoice. Heaven within my heart, power within me. Open the door, let blessings rain. Fill my soul in every way. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. As above, so below. One God, one mind, one soul, one heart. One God, one mind, one soul, one heart. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. As above, so below. One God, one mind, one soul, one heart, one God, one mind, one soul, one heart. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. As above, so below. As above, so below. As above, so below. Good morning. Now we're moving.
Yes, wow. If you weren't awake yet, I bet you are now. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. My name is Reverend Evelyn, and I will be your host this morning. And I would like to I'd like to thank our Science of Mind Everyday Sunday host, Reverend Don Lee. And I'd like to welcome, if you're new, I don't see any new, well, I do see one new face. Welcome. And welcome to everyone who is returning here to be with us. So we, at the Center for Spiritual Living, we are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that we experience in this lifetime, and that you are the architect of your life, and it is never too late to know true happiness. Yes, and so it is. So we have another song, I believe.
Yes, we do. Have a chant.
Okay. Yes.
And the opening prayer.
Yes. So, after we've gotten you all revved up, we invite you to relax, close your eyes, allow the words to wash over you. When you feel comfortable, please join in. There's no harmony to worry about. And just breathe. I, you, we. I'll sing the first I and then you join me. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. You are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. We are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration.
As I stand here, I feel peace in my heart. And I relax my mind. I relax my mind, my heart, and my soul, knowing that the presence of God is here right now. This presence is everywhere, evenly present. All-knowing, all-powerful, and all-intelligent. Wherever I am, God is. And wherever I go, God is. God is here right now, and I relish this presence within this entire center, everywhere. And I give thanks for God's blessing, knowing that God blesses me every day, knowing that each thought that I have, each thought that I make, it manifests. So I release all negative thoughts that are in my mind. I sift through them, sift through my thoughts, and I release those thoughts that are negative. And I replace them with positive, good thoughts, God thoughts. And my thoughts, which are God's thoughts, are that I am peace. I am happiness. I am joy, abundance. I am guided and protected by the Spirit within me. I am knowing that everything I do, it's always with this presence of God, always working in and through me. And I give thanks for these blessings. I give thanks for God's blessings. And God says to me, you're welcome. So with this, I give thanks for our wonderful musicians, our volunteers, the members, our ministers, practitioners, and our executive director, knowing that all is well, all is great, all is good, and we are all loved. So I release my words into law of mind and power and God. please close with me in saying, and so it is.
We, you, I. We are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. You are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift.
That was beautiful. So now I want to share our September affirmation. It should be in your program. Yeah. I tune into the peace at the center of my soul, knowing that the peace I wish to see starts here within me. It starts with me. It stays with me. Peace is what I know and the essence of who I am. I live in this state of inner peace, and I radiate my peace to the rest of the world, one person at a time. I know that my community is building a global community of people who choose love and peace, one person at a time, and so it is. And now we're going to do our peace practice.
Well, that affirmation was perfect to lead into our peace practice. So without any additional words to it, let's just repeat after me. I am the peace I wish to see.
I am the peace that I wish to see.
I know this peace for my family.
I know this peace for my family.
My family knows this peace for my community.
My family knows this peace for my community.
And my community knows this peace for the world.
And my community knows this peace for the world.
All right, and for today's reading, we have with us today, Toni is going to be doing Be Impeccable with Your Word. So the reading today I thought would be appropriate to do the Word of Power. This is from page 475 in the textbook. As the Father has life, so the Son has life. Again, we have the teaching that there is but one life, mind or spirit. This life is now our life and manifests through us as we believe in it. When our word is spoken in this consciousness of life, power, and action, then our word is life, power, and action. The word has power only as it is one with power. The word is a mold which decides what form the thought is to take as it assumes shape and becomes a part of our conditions. Mental treatment is for the purpose of forming the word into such shapes and designs as are desirable for experience. The word gives form to the unformed. The greater the consciousness behind the word, the more power it will have. Just words without conviction have no power. And just conviction without words will never stir up latent energy. There must be a combination of the two to make a complete thing. We are surrounded by a spiritual consciousness and a mental law. From combinations of these two, all things are made. We unify with the spiritual consciousness as we become aware of it. We speak it into form as we believe in the power of our own word. In treatment, there should be first a realization of power, then a spoken word. One generates, the other distributes. That is a great example of how our principles and how our teaching relate to what we're talking about with the 4 agreements. And Joel last week did a fantastic job of going through the process of domestication. How did we get to where we are? And that was a powerful talk, and that's a powerful section of the book, which oftentimes gets skipped over because it's the 4 agreements. We've stepped out of that. The domestication process, and now we are into the actual 4 agreements, and these are things that we can do in order to change our lives. And they are concise, and they are perfect, and they've been around for a long time. But what I just want to remind everybody about today is we still have to put these into practice. We can read them, we can study them, but how do we put them into practice? What is it, and I know we meet here on Sundays and we get together in different places in order to remind each other about this. But one of the things that has come up in other discussions online, and in particular with the Joseph Campbell videos we're listening to, and that is the idea of ritual and the idea of myth. And we've talked about how there doesn't seem to be much in the way of ritual these days. And where is the ritual part of our lives? One of the things we talked about was a ritual of a spiritual practice. And what I think is really important for us to take these 4 agreements, to be aware of the principles of our teaching, and to stay conscious of them through a spiritual practice. Every day, every way you want to do that, through meditation, through reading, through prayer, whatever it is, that having that ritual is really important. And I thought that Joseph Campbell had a great way of phrasing that. What does it mean to have a sacred place? This is an absolute necessity for anybody today. Today, by the way, was 1985. It's even more needed today. You must have a room or a certain hour a day where you do not know what was in the newspaper that morning. You do not know who your friends are. You do not know what you owe anybody or what anybody owes you. But a place where you can experience and bring forth what you are and what you might be. This is the place of creative incubation. At first, you may find that nothing is happening there. But if you have a sacred place and use it, something will happen. I don't know if your experience is anything like mine, but the older you get, the claims of the environment on you are so great, you hardly know where you are. And that is such a true statement. We let the outside world determine where we are. And that's the beautiful part that I like about starting the day with a meditation practice, is that you do not turn on anything. You do not listen to any news. The first thing you do is get into that spiritual practice so that you have that place in you that I call a fixed horizon, which is where you know who you are what you are. And you can take on all of the chaos, all of the noise, all of the distractions, because you know where you sit. And without using the power of entrainment, if you're familiar with the power of entrainment, if you don't do that, you spend the rest of the day trying to entrain with the energy out there. But if you start this way, you start your day in a place where you can observe the energy out there, but you know where you are and you're solid. And from that place, we can stay much more aware of the four agreements, of our principles, what we need to do in order to live the calm, nice, peaceful, and I don't mean that by being subdued, very much alive life that we want to have. So we do have a song, and then we're going to go to Toni for her talk today. And Toni brings with her a very metaphysical and deep question. Is Toni wearing a white dress with black stripes? Or is Toni wearing a black dress with white stripes? White dress, black stripes, white. And as you will notice, she can change by just the turn of a heel. Is she stripes or is she checks? We don't know. But these are the sort of metaphysical questions that Toni brings to us today. So she'll be up here in a bit, and you're going to love it.
Woo! Well, that sets up the song really well, doesn't it? Someone I know.
See what I mean, folks? We don't know what she's wearing. She's tricking us.
The illusions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So first, thank you, Reverend Neil, for this idea. Thank you, Reverend Joel. Where are you?
Reverend Joel is not with us.
I saw him earlier.
It was a stealth visit. He's here in spirit.
Thank you, Reverend Joel, for the, what do I want to say, the level of clarity that you shared with us last week.
Yes.
The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. I'm going to read part of what Don Miguel Ruel says. The first agreement is the most important one and also the most difficult one to honor. It is so important that with just this first agreement, you will literally be able to transcend the level of existence I call heaven on earth. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. It sounds very simple, but it is very, very powerful. Why? Your word. Your word is the power that you have to create. Your word is the gift that comes directly from God. The Gospel of John in the Bible, speaking of the creation of the universe, says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God." Very interesting. It doesn't say in the beginning was God. It says in the beginning was the Word. Through the word, you express your creative power. It is through the word that you manifest everything, regardless of what language you speak. Your intent manifests through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will all be manifested through the word. The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create the events in your life. So I'm going to share something with you. I've done the 4 agreements, I don't know how many times, really 5, 6 times. I've lost track. Remember, Michelle was kind of really into the 4 agreements. This time was different. This time was different and very sobering for me. So I'm going to do my best to keep it light. But we're talking about something really, really powerful here. Okay? From Genesis 1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Notice the word water. Remember the word water as I talk. There's a gentleman, Samuel B. Lee. He said that when you speak, your words oscillate and crystallize the water. We are supposedly 90% water. Consciousness binds to the water in accordance to what we speak. On the first day, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. I asked myself the question, what is light? Now, I claim to be a religious scientist. This is what I've practiced most of my life, okay? But I'm not really a science, chemistry kind of gal. I'm not. It's not what comes easy to me, okay? So I looked. I don't think it comes easy to some of the scientists either, because when they explain it, they use the word you're questioning about to explain what it is. I'm just saying. Light can be described in terms of a stream of photons, massless packets of energy, each traveling with wave-like properties at the speed of light. See what I mean? Light is traveling at the speed of itself. But okay, Spirit's here, so we're going to get this. A photon is the smallest quantum of energy which can be transported. Now, a photon is electromagnetic, but it doesn't have any charge. Okay? Just bear with me. But photons have basic properties. I'm going to go right to the point. They carry energy and momentum which are dependent upon the frequency. So everything here so far we're discussing: sound, frequency, energy, the word, is all about power. Yes, it's all about power. So, Samuel Belief says that sound becomes light. I'm not going to take you down the rabbit hole, but I did the research, okay? It actually creates infrared light first, and then light that is visible to the human eye. So we usually don't see the infrared light, okay? But the light that is visible to the human eye, of course we see. We live in light every day and never think about what is light. Okay, let me own that. I live in light every day and never think about what is light. So, the next day, the Bible says, and God said, and God said, and God said, let there be a firmament, let the waters be separated, let day be separated from night. It all begins with, and God said. Nicholas Tesla said that everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound. The word, your voice, my voice, the birds, the rumbling of thunder, everything sound. So there is a gentleman, there is a gentleman. His name is John Stuart Reed, and he created a machine that captures geometric 3D images created by sound in water. I give you the names of people so that you can go and do your own research and look them up. Fascinating. So he created something called the cinescope. So this is what happens. He puts sound in water. And when the sound goes into the water, the water organizes itself based on the sound that is impacting it. It organizes the trillions of molecules, and it does it in milliseconds, like so fast. And of course, like Dr. Emoto, he has taken pictures of these amazing, beautiful shapes and colors. Many of them are three-dimensional and holographic. It is just like so fascinating. Now, why am I speaking about this? Why am I mentioning this? Because it gives us proof of the energy and what's happening in the world that we don't see, that we don't think about. And my point is to understand that our energy, our sound, our word truly has this vibratory power that we don't even think about, that we're not aware about most of the time. He also said that sound gives birth to light. Second time we hear it. He goes on to say that our word is our most powerful tool that we have, that it is magic. Done Miguel Ruiz said, our word is magic. He said it's like a double-edged sword. The word that we use can create heaven on earth, or it can create hell. I thought it was really, really interesting. He said that the word is so powerful that one word can change or destroy life or destroy the lives of millions of people. And he used the example of Hitler. He references Hitler, and he explains how Hitler convinced people to commit atrocities and caused a world war. Millions of people were harmed and they were killed by the power of his word. By the power of his word, he instilled such fear in people that people followed him. He says that it's important to see and to understand that our minds are fertile, and we need to know what our minds are fertile for. What are our tendencies? So we've talked about, you probably talked about and said, oh man, the media, you know, they use fear, they instill fear within us, and, you know, but we still watch it. I still watch it. Now I filter mine, I gotta say, because some of it, my spirit just, no. Okay? But we still watch it. He tells a story about a mother who came home tired. She'd had a really rough day, and her daughter was full of joy and jumping around and singing at the top of her lungs and being more joyful, and the mom just couldn't take the noise. And she screamed at her daughter and told her daughter that she had an ugly voice and she needed to be quiet. And of course the young girl stopped singing. Not only did she stop singing because she believed what her mom said, because the people that we love are very powerful in our lives, yes? Not only did she stop singing, but she became shy, and she even had difficulty speaking to people. Everything changed in the little girl because she believed that what her mother said was correct, and so she repressed her emotions in order to be accepted and loved. Whenever we hear an opinion, he says, and we believe it, we make an agreement, and it becomes part of us. It becomes part of our belief system. So even though the little girl had a beautiful voice, she grew up thinking she didn't, and she never sang again. He said that it was like a spell cast upon her. Gossip, he says, is the same way. We get imprinted with the things that people tell us, and then we react accordingly, of course, never determining the validity of what was said in the first place. He says it's poison. Can you imagine if somebody trampled Ty's spirit and he never sang? How much we would have missed just in our own little spiritual community. Don Miguel Ruiz says that we are magicians. I absolutely love that idea. I took to it. It sparked all kinds of ideas in my crazy little mind. This is so powerful. There's so much wrapped up in this. It requires self-awareness. It requires attention, focus, self-empowerment, mindfulness, being present and being in the present, choice, kindness, accountability, and responsibility. But being impeccable with our word gives us the opportunity to play, to be magical, and deeply connect with the power of spirit. It gives us the opportunity to consciously be a part of the creative process. In this teaching, we talk about the creative process every day, all the time, in everything that we do. God in me, as me, is me. I am the power and presence of God. God expresses through me. Wherever God is, I am, and wherever I am, God is. There is nothing that is too big or too small for the power and presence that I call God. This power and presence creates all of life, sustains and maintains all of life, and expresses uniquely and individually by means of all of life. Did I make a mistake? Is that not our teaching?
Yes.
But to live it. That's always our challenge, our goal, what we reach for. No?
Yes.
Yeah. So embracing the idea that I'm a magician, that I can be magical, sounded like so much fun to me, and it reminded me of my little nieces and nephews and what they do when they play, when they're pretending. It also reminded me that they've been exposed to ghosts. They've been exposed to scary things, and in their cartoons there are bad guys and there are monsters. And one of them in particular is constantly looking for reassurance from me because I tell him the monsters are pretend, the ghosts are pretend, that they're not real. And I think to myself, and I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but I ask myself, why do we allow that? Why do we allow the children to be scared? Because somebody was scared when they were little, so they created a cartoon or a movie or whatever. That's scary. Why do we allow that to be perpetuated? Why is it that it's so difficult for parents to say, you can't watch that? And the reason I've heard is because all the other kids are doing it. Well, let me tell you one thing I recognize, that being impeccable with your word means that you're not going to be like too many other people, at least not in the beginning. And that may be scary, and that may be lonely. I'm just saying. Don Miguel Ruiz says that being impeccable with our word is directly related to loving ourselves and how much we love ourselves. I always find it so difficult to measure how much I love myself. Does anybody else have that challenge? Maybe. Am I doing good with it or what? I don't know. He says that how we use our word is either harmful to ourselves and others, or it's uplifting. I like the phrase, speak a blessing, don't speak a curse. I use it often. He says our word and how we use it is magic. Are we being destructive? Are we wreaking havoc in our lives, or are we being a blessing? Now, he talks about black magic versus white magic. Now, I got to tell you, I'm a little sensitive to that. So, anything that's black is bad, and anything that's white is good. So, I'm just going to bypass that for a moment so it doesn't get in the way of the principle, because the principle is very powerful. Okay? So, if I'm going to be a magician, then I have some choices to make. about what kind of magician I'm going to be and how I'm going to use my power. So that presupposes that I have power. I invite us to really sit with that and take it in. Because most of the time we're not in the habit of feeling powerful, especially not in 2024, in the world today. Now, if that's not you, forgive me. I mean, if you walk around feeling powerful all the time, then forgive me, that's all I'm saying. First, we have to accept within ourselves that we are, in fact, powerful and important to the point of being magical. It's a totally new identity, and I'm loving it, actually. As a matter of fact, we're basically taught to stay away from magic, stay away from acknowledging how powerful we are. So we don't really recognize the connection between what we say and what we do and what we think and what we feel. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. It feels real hard to be impeccable with your word. It feels overwhelming, kind of impossible, feels like perfectionism. Really? It requires that I change myself. Reverend Michelle used to often give us the opportunity to practice non-gossip, being non-judgmental. And let me just speak for myself. It was usually for a certain period of time. And I'm like, I can do that. I can practice that for a week or even for a month. But I had the safety net of knowing that I could go back to relaxing and not having to be responsible and not having to monitor myself and not having to change myself. So, if we really look at being powerful creators and take in what's possible for us, if we look at becoming at least more impeccable with our word, then we have a choice to make. We have a mission to take on should you choose to accept it. Because I've glossed over this for years. I heard it, but I didn't really hear it. And the thing that's so wonderful is if we decide to take this on, as he says, our lives can totally and completely change. I've been dancing with this teaching for years. And the truth is, my life has changed. But this gives me new understanding and a greater clarity on what our teaching teaches us on what it's been talking about. This gives me a way of practicing God within me that I didn't have before. And that's being a magician. So when you see a little kid and they're pretending that they're a doctor, there's no doubt, there's no fear, there's no questions, they're full of joy, they're having fun. They take a little stethoscope and they put it in their ears and they put it on ears. I feel your heartbeat, you know. Oh, don't worry, you're going to be fine, you're going to be know better. Is this not what they do? And it's so beautiful. And so, I'm going to be a child magician. If we practice being impeccable with our word, we will feel so much better about ourselves. We will feel so empowered. We will be so much more comfortable in our own skin because at least we're practicing making a contribution instead of unkindness or meanness or just letting something flip off of our tongues. Now we can make a difference. So, I invite you to accept Miguel Ruiz's invitation to practice being impeccable with your word and to recognize that you are, in fact, a powerful magician, and your word is your wand in the energy of the thoughts and feelings that accompany them. You can create a magical, beautiful world or a living hell. Honestly, is it worth the effort? It is fascinating to me that I've been in this teaching all of this time. And I am still learning and growing and getting clearer. Are we all?
Yes.
Are we all? What a blessing. What a blessing. We talk about this all the time in here. The world needs us.
Amen.
We need to do this for ourselves, and we need to do it for the world. We talk all the time about the fact that who we are ripples out and impacts the world. And we need to know this, and everybody needs to know this. And so, I invite you to play. Think of yourself as a magician, a child magician. Don't worry about whether or not your word is going to manifest. Just make sure it's loving and joyous and good. And speak your word. Let's take it into treatment. In this moment, I am so grateful. I am so grateful, and I am so filled with the feeling of possibility, with the belief that the power and presence that I call God, whatever my current understanding of it is, whatever my current awareness of it is enough for me to know that all things are possible, that the power and presence that is within me informs me and guides me and allows me to grow and shift and expand and change and be more of what I call God. It allows me to move from a place that is loving, that is kind. I don't have to be perfect. I only have to be willing. I only have to play. I only have to say magical, beautiful, wonderful things and leave doubt aside. I only have to remember what it feels like to be a child, without question, without doubt, without fear. I can hear your heartbeat. See look at the flower. I love you. I only need to open my mind and heart to allow myself to be guided, to allow myself to be more, to take on the role of being a magician and know and understand that my word has power. And therefore, as a powerful being, I am mindful of my word. I am mindful of my word, and I am willing to change, because I know that change can only be good, can only bring good, can only manifest more of what creates peace, fulfillment, joy. I don't have to be perfect in my humanness. I only have to remember my godliness. I only have to remember that moment by moment by moment, there's a new possibility, there's a new opportunity to shift, to grow, and change. I only have to know that I am basically, fundamentally, beautifully good, because God is in me. I only have to remember that it's my choice. I choose what's mine to do. And in this moment, I affirm that I, we, you choose to do no harm. Choose to be magical, to be magicians, and cast a spell that allows Cinderella to fit the golden slipper, to cast a spell that allows everyone to eat, to cast a spell that allows everyone to be kind, to cast a spell that allows people to put down their arms, to cast a spell that allows each human being to be safe, to thrive, to be creative, to do no harm, that allows a world that is filled with joy and peace. I am magical. I am magical. Because in me, as me, is me, God is me. And so I simply give thanks and release this truth into the law. Please close with me. And so it is. Thank you.
What's that?
Are you gonna, or we don't have time?
No, we have a song.
Song.
Got a song?
That's okay.
Are we gonna do the Q&A?
No. Unless you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before or after the song?
Do it now.
Sorry. So we had discussed some things and thought it would be really good if we just took a few moments and asked if anyone has any questions, anything you need clarity on. Anything you need clarity on.
I think you're pretty clear. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Let's sing.
Yeah, I think that means she hit the note and the nail on the head. Okay. Everybody's in that that vibe now, right? Yeah. You can feel it inside your body, right? Vibration. Yeah, energy. Light. This song speaks of that in its different ways. There's a feeling of expansion in my chest. There's a knowing that this day will be my best. There's a quiet voice that speaks above the rest. It's spirit rising. There's a rumble in the earth beneath my feet. There's a knowing that I'm perfect and complete. There's a light in me that darkness can't defeat. It's spirit rising. Untie the ties that bind you. Let spirit just unwind you. Let the light remind you of who you are. Surrender to the feeling. Spirit is revealing. Freedom has no ceiling. Yes, you'll go far. You'll go far. You'll go far. There's a tingle in the space around my heart. There's connection to this world that I'm a part. There's a joy that my new life's about to start. It's spirit rising. A joy that my new life's about to start. Spirit rising. Rising.
Powerful talk. Thank you, Toni. That was thank you. Music. I don't know if we know how good we have it here with our musicians, so thank you. All right, so this is our time for our conscious giving. I want to remind you that there's a bowl up front with envelopes. There is also free books up front on the tables if you're present, and CDs.
Compliments of Celine.
Yeah, Celine. So have a look and take what looks interesting to you. All right, so I want to do our conscious giving affirmation. This is something that we say all the time. So let's remember the power of our word.
Yes. Yes.
Our word that makes light and makes things happen and brings things into existence. So I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless the center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly and slowly. So, if you give, I don't know if we're doing a basket or not doing a basket. Anyway, so that is that. I have announcements. Announcements of opportunities. So we will be in person and on Zoom next Sunday, October 6th, with Reverend Neil as we continue Science of Mind Meets the Four Agreements. Next week is Don't Take Anything Personally.
No, easy for you to say.
Yeah. So thank you to Mo and Mark DeBrito for sponsoring this Sunday. Your support is greatly appreciated. Mo and Mark, thank you. So we know from your feedback that if you that you like to meet in person every week. So please consider helping us achieve that goal by sponsoring a Sunday. The cost to be here on a Sunday is only $150. So thank you for loving our community in this way. You can still join Joseph Campbell's The Power of Myth class that's facilitated by Reverend Neil. We have 4 more interviews to study. These are Bill Moyer's extremely impactful interviews with Joseph Campbell. We are watching each interview and having in-depth discussions on the topics covered. And then there's a book study, When Fear Speaks, Listen. You can register and order the book so that you can have time, so you can have it in time to prepare for the class, for the first class. It's guided by Reverend Don Lee Martin, and it's a 4-week experiential workshop based on Dennis Merritt Jones's book. It starts on Monday, October 21st, and it's online. There are links to all of these things that I'm talking about in the newsletter.
Based on what book? Do you know?
When Fear Speaks, Listen.
Oh.
Yep.
Another one of his books is in the back there for free.
Nice. I love that. Anyway, so she's just so then the next thing is Shadow Talk Workshop and book signing with Reverend Michelle.
Not next week, November 3rd.
Oh, I hadn't got to that part yet. Sunday, November 3rd.
Oh,
The work.
sorry.
No, it's okay. The workshop will follow immediately after celebration. You can register through the link in the newsletter. And so pre-orders of books are very important. Please help Reverend Michelle by ordering a copy of her new book on shadow work now. And there's a link, which is, of course, in the newsletter. And finally, the Legacy by Design Retreat, December 5th through 8th at the Warwick Conference Center in Warwick, New York. Heal your lineage so you can create your legacy by design. A great way to gently start the holidays. CSL-NJ will receive a percentage of your registration fee. 3 sponsors: CSL South Coastal Mass, Planned Happiness Institute, and CSL-NJ. So it's a lot of stuff going on. So I hope you can participate, and yeah. So we have a closing song.
Yes, we did.
Thank you.
All right. And when we speak our word impeccably, amazing things can happen. You know? Like the way this song describes it. I expect a miracle. gonna do it in harmony for real. Today, here we go. I expect a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. I receive a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. Consider a life where I'm knowing a miracle already is. You'll know it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. Therefore, I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. When? Today. Today. Let's consider one more time. Consider a life where I'm knowing a miracle already is. You'll know it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. Therefore, I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. When? Today. Use your word wisely. Today. Speak impeccably. Today. Mean every word. Today. When? Today. Thank you, choir.
At the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.